Welcome back to Testing the Internet series. You're watching Part 6, Disappearing Elements. In the previous video, you learned how to simplify drag and drop operations with just a few quick steps using Leapwork. In this video, we'll take it a step further, and you will learn how to automate disappearing elements scenarios where elements appear or disappear on a web page. Something that's simple can break tests when elements disappear too fast. Have you ever faced challenges like buttons that only show up after a dropdown is selected? Error messages that appear briefly and vanish? Elements that are visible for one user role but hidden for another? Disappearing elements are silent test breakers. Easy to miss, hard to catch. And if not handled right, they can cause flaky or failing tests. Why? Because disappearing elements often result from things like timing issues, dynamic content loading, user interactions, or conditional rendering based on roles or actions. If your test doesn't account for these, it might try to interact with something that's not there, leading to false failures or broken flows. What if you had an all-in-one solution that lets you build test flows that adapt when elements appear or disappear? No code, no complexity? That's exactly what Leapwork delivers. Let's see how it handles dynamic UI with a real example. The scenario is simple. If we press F5 a few times to refresh the page, we'll see that the gallery element sometimes appears and sometimes doesn't. It shows up randomly. Our test case needs to handle this. Maybe it should fail if the element isn't there, or pass if it is. We can also set up the test to branch based on whether the gallery element is present. For example, if it's there, we perform one part of the test. If it's not, we run a different version of the test. This way, the automation becomes smarter and more flexible, adapting to what's actually happening on the page. Let's get started and build a disappearing elements automation flow. Let's begin by launching the recorder and opening the disappearing elements test case page. Once the page loads, we'll capture the gallery element. Next, we'll use the Find Web Element block to check if the element exists. That's all we need, so we'll save and close the recorder. Now, we'll use connectors to branch the flow. If the gallery element is found, the test should pass. If it's not found, the test should fail. We could even build more detailed branches for different outcomes. Our flow is ready to be executed. Let's run it. It should pass in this case. And yes, the test passes as expected. Leapwork opened Chrome, loaded the page, and found the gallery element. And just like that, the test passes. This is how simple it is to handle disappearing or appearing elements in Leapwork. Clean, visual, and code-free. Now, let's quickly recap the flow we built to handle disappearing elements. First, we launched the browser and opened the test page. Then, we captured the gallery element using the Find Web Element block. Next, we set up branches to pass the test if the element appears or fail if it doesn't. Finally, we ran the flow and saw it pass smoothly. Disappear or appear, Leapwork keeps your tests solid and smooth. What you learned? You learned how to automate disappearing elements in Leapwork using smart branching and the Find Web Element block, keeping your tests stable, visual, and code-free. You now know how to take control of dynamic UIs, whether it's a disappearing button, a blink and miss alert, or content that hides by role. No stress, just smooth automation with Leapwork. Give this exercise a try yourself and see how much faster your automation can be. Moreover, to keep learning or if you ever feel stuck, explore our documentation, knowledge base, and reach out to support if needed. The answers are just a click away. Thank you for staying with us and see you in the next automation journey.